Howdy ho, guys and gals. It's Red, your friendly neighborhood tool bear, back again here in the old den of tools. And today we're here to talk about JD, that is John Deere. Now, those of you like, the Bear family here from Iowa, you know what's up, you know what's going on. Yeah, that's right. John Deere, they can't help. They take their foot out of their mouth, they got to put a hoof in there after it. I don't know what this company is thinking. Let's talk about a little bit about what's going on. It is not a good look, all right? Latest news from John Deere is that they are moving from Waterloo to Mexico. At least they're moving the cab assembly from Waterloo, Iowa to Mexico. With this whole thing, with everything going on with China, there's a lot of talk about companies moving their manufacturing from China to Mexico. And a lot of people are like, great, that's fantastic. At least it's North America at this point. It's closer. It's not a communist nation or something like that. But I don't know what John Deere was thinking. Maybe they think, oh, we can ride those coattails or something, but no one's interested in seeing American jobs that are here in the U.S. They're already here, okay? They're here, and we're going to ship them out to Mexico. Well, let's talk about it. So John Deere themselves said the reason for this was driven by, I kid you not, labor market dynamics. I had to look it up what they meant. You can read it for yourself. Essentially, my takeaway is people cost too much here. That's really what it comes down to, is that, as incomes and stuff have been going up, because that whole inflation, it's not like the price of John Deere tractors has gone down. So that's all going up, but apparently they don't want to also pay their workers as much. So they're moving all that stuff to dear old Mexico. Now, what is that going to have to do? Well, Waterloo, Iowa is a small town, less than 70,000 people. It's not a teeny tiny town, but it is not a giant metropolis with thousands and thousands of employers. Guess who the biggest employer in the area is? That's right, John Deere, based in Waterloo, Iowa. And they're going to be moving all this stuff south. They're saying it's about 250 jobs. But they said, now get this, they did say that would make room for other manufacturing opportunities in that area. So that basically they're insinuating that if they move that stuff out, they're going to bring stuff in, but they are saying it's going to affect 250 jobs. So what exactly is going on here, Deere? Anyway, this is not the first time Deere has had a negative, black eye in the press. Their biggest issue, and one I've been following for some time, that has really put me on the fence about continuing to support Big Green here, is their absolute just Nazi-like attitude towards right to repair. It is ridiculous. If you think Apple is bad when it comes to right to repair, Apple is just small beans when it compares to what Deere is doing. Farmers have been repairing their tools for centuries. It's part of the farmer ethic. You're out there in a field, you're not going to be like, oh, gee, you've got to take this thing into the shop. Well, I mean, you are now, I guess. And some of these bigger rigs, I totally understand it. But farmers, especially small American farmers, need to be able to repair their own equipment. And John Deere has basically nixed that. No, that's not happening. They're facing dozens of lawsuits, class action lawsuits at this point, against them for this whole failure to allow people, farmers, whatever, to repair their own tools. In fact, this is how far it goes. One farmer had to file FTC complaint because John Deere refused to repair his tractor and wouldn't sell him the parts to repair his tractor because they refused any kind of right to repair. Why? Well, clearly because they want to force him to buy new equipment. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. When in the United States did we come up with this attitude of, if I bought a piece of equipment, I can't fix that piece of equipment myself? It's kind of the American way. Oh, geez. John Deere has even been trying to spin this in the news recently by claiming that same technology that locks down their tractors so you can't fix them themselves as a big win over in the Ukraine when a bunch of Russians stole some farm equipment from a dealer in the Ukraine. And that John Deere was able to, snicker, shut them down using their remote. They basically bricked the tractors so they couldn't then turn around and use them or sell them as new. Like, these people are worried about this. They're going to tear them down and sell them for parts and probably make more money off of them that way. Oh my gosh. This didn't stop anybody. All it did was give them an opportunity to make even more money. It is the same tech they're using to hurt American farmers, American families. And it is something that I have been just basically wondering, like, is this a company I can still stand by? And honestly, the feeling has been no. But I've been such a a John Deere kind of bear. We got John Deere clothes for the kids and caps and also we've been a Deere family from day one, and at this point I'm done with Deere. That is just there's no two ways about it. This is Livingston, Montana, where we live now. That right in the middle of town. Now we are in a small town, 7,500 people or so, and there is the one and only ag dealer in town, ag equipment, I should say, is the John Deere dealer. Now, this is from 2021 during the middle of the pandemic, so their stock there was a little low. But if you drive by here today, there is plenty of this thing. This parking lot is chock full of Deere equipment all the way around. They got tons and tons of stuff. And if you want to buy something around here, this is what your choices are, and they're not going to let you fix it. They're going to make you bring it back in here, and they're going to charge you an arm, a leg, a first child, who knows what. Or maybe they'll just say, no, we're not going to fix it, but we'll sell you a new one at just some wonderful financing. Where does that leave us? What are your options now? I mean, do you go Case International Harvester, Case IH? Do you go Massey Ferguson? I don't know. I am as perplexed as anybody what to do. Actually, what I'm kind of doing is asking you all because I'm done with Deere. I'm no longer a Deere family. We're not Deere supporting. Mule Deere, sure. I'm always a Mule Deere fan, but John Deere, they gotta go as far as I'm concerned. But if here's what I'd love to find: is there a mom and pop family run tractor company here in the U.S. that I don't know about? That maybe a regional one or something like that we should support, that we should call out. If there's a company you think deserves a call out, deserves a profile, needs to get a boost up, put it down in the comments because I want to hear about it. Maybe I'll work on a video about other options besides John Deere because I just between the right to repair and move and offshore, not offshore, down southing, I don't know what they call it, kicking jobs out of the U.S., I'm done with them. I'll be honest. And if you're a fan of the channel, you know that we are okay with tools being made outside the U.S. It happens, and sometimes it's a financial issue and other things. But I don't like to see jobs that are in the U.S. already getting sent, other places. That's where we draw the line on this. And honestly, the right to repair, I think, was always the biggest issue for me. But anyway, we're done with them. We're moving on. Let me know what your suggestions are down below. That's all the Bear has for you today. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.